Hello and welcome to the sixth edition of the KSPNtv Sports Center. My name is Liborio Gudino and I will be your host for today. And today is going to be a little different as I am not joined in the studio by Rico Arce. I'm alone here, so I will now bring the last Friday's results, standings, and next week's schedule for football in the Canyon League, which is what Rico does. And then I will cover the Citrus Coast League as I usually do from last Friday, their standings, and the upcoming schedule as the Citrus Coast League did officially start. We have also expanded into showing you guys the standings for the Canyon and the Marmonte League, which are covering the high schools in the Simi Valley as well as actually the Conejo Valley. So, as you guys know, we've started with high school sports. As this content we are sure you and other community members are interested in. Our goal is to expand into all Ventura County schools, all in all. And we are getting ready as it is getting closer for our coverage in winter sports for both girls and boys basketball and soccer, and who knows, maybe more. We'd like to thank our sponsor, Pizza Man Dance, for his continued support. And let's get started with today's program with the Canyon League, as we are about to say, he's about to see here, in which we have, these are the games that happened last Friday, in which Ventura played against Rico's Pacifica, and the Pacifica won that game 28-14. NCI played Dos Pueblos, and Dos Pueblos won 55-0 in a dominant win. Buena lost to Oxnard. They won Oxnard in a close one, 24-23. Then Santa Barbara went to Rio Mesa and won 32-10. And San Marcos had a bye. So let's see now how this affected the standing. We're going to see the upcoming games first, in which, here are the standings, in which Pacifica stays in first place with a 5-0 record, 7-0 overall. Santa Barbara with the 4-1 record, 5-2 overall. Then Buena once again with a 4-1, then 4-3 actually overall. Then 3-2 in league for Ventura, 4-3 overall. Rio Mesa is 2-2 in the league, but then they are 4-2 overall. Oxnard is 1-3 and 1-5 overall. And Dos Pueblos is actually 1-3 with a 3-3 overall. And San Marcos is actually 0-4 with 2-4 overall. And in last place, we have Channel Islands, in which they're 0-5 in the league and 0-6 overall. Let's see the upcoming games here, in which Ventura will go to San Marcos. Then Santa Barbara will have a bye. Dos Pueblos will travel to Oxnard High School. Buena will go to Rio Mesa, and CI against Pacifica. So I have a good amount of interesting games here for this week. Rico's the one that gives a little bit more insight. I'm sure he's excited that Pacifica is able to be in first place still. But now let's get into the Citrus Coast League, and we're going to start off with the rivalry game we had actually talked to you guys about before from last week, in which Fillmore went to Santa Paula in the rivalry game, and they actually won 37-35. I personally was not able to go. As I said, the tickets were already sold out, but it was an amazing game, and it came down to the wire. I heard that the crowd was amazing. Everything was just really good. It's rivalry week. I've been part of that, and it's honestly been, one of the best days overall in the high school. And then we have Nordhoff going to Locke, in which they actually won 69-13, similar to the Dolphins game last week. And then we have Wainimi against Carpinteria, in which they won 35-13. Now let's see how the standings have been affected as I said before, the Citrus Coast League has officially started, in which Wainimi is 1-0. That was actually their first win overall, and they're actually in first place after they actually have a 1-6 record overall. Then Fillmore are 1-0 after beating Santa Paula. They are 4-3 overall. Carpinteria is 1-1 with 2-4 overall. Then we have Santa Paula in fourth place now with an 0-1 record. Yet that was their first loss of the season overall. Then we have Nordhoff, who did not play yet, but they have a 3-3 record overall. So let's see what's going on this week, in which Santa Paula will play Carpinteria. Fillmore will actually have a bye, and Wainimi will face Nordhoff, and that would be their first game of the season. So yeah, an interesting week, but now let's get into the other leagues that we have here, as it is the Canyon League first, in which Moore Park are 2-0, 6-0 overall, as well as Agora. They're also 2-0 and 6-0 overall. Newbury Park are 2-1 with a 4-2 record overall. And we have Thousand Oaks 2-1 as well, but they actually have a 4-3 overall record. Then Camarillo are 1-1 and 3-3 overall, so they've kept their 500 record. And then Oak Park is 0-3 so far in the league. They're 2-5 overall. And Royale is actually 0-3 in league and 0-7 overall. So let's get into, once again, now the Marmonte League, in which St. Bonaventure is in first place in league with a 1-0 record, but they're 4-2 overall, in which Oaks Christian, same thing for them, as well as Simi Valley. They're all 1-0 with a 4-2 record. Then Westlake 0-1 in league with a 1-5 overall. Bishop Diego, same thing, 0-1 with a 1-5 record overall. And Calabasas are also 0-1, but they have a 2-4 record overall. So it was an interesting week. We hope to bring you guys this. It might be a little bit later in the week, but we do hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was just me this time. We hope you enjoyed it. My name is Liborio Gudino, and we are out.